was in university, I saved up for a very long time to eventually reach a little bit over $2,000. And of course, instead of taking that money and starting my online business, investing in myself, maybe learning how to start an online business, taking a course, I bought a Gucci bag. So of course, typical me, I was young, naive. I was really trying to look rich even though I wasn't. Although I was working a retail job at a mall, getting paid a little bit over minimum wage. So I had absolutely no business going to the Gucci store and buying a Gucci bag. And to be honest, that was pretty much all of my savings. And I was so happy, even though I had credit card debt. You know, it took me so long to save that money up, but I was so happy with this bag for maybe 1 week or maybe a month. And then it just went completely back to normal. I felt the same way that I felt before I had the bag. So now when I look back at this scenario, if I want to buy, or at the time, if I wanted to buy a $2,000 bag, what I should have done was taken those $2,000, tried to make $2,000 a month from them, and then I would feel deserving and I would feel happy and fulfilled to comfortably go and buy that bag instead of spending literally all of my savings on one item that is not going to make me any money. Now, of course, I'm thinking this way now because I have read a lot of books. I have taught myself a lot of financial lessons that I didn't necessarily know when I was in university. So I want to share my journey with you guys and why I would go back and advise myself to not do that. So eventually I decided that I want to start my own business. I decided the 9-to-5 life was not for me. The retail life was also not for me. I did not enjoy getting paid minimum wage anymore. And also university just simply didn't allow me to work those hours anymore. So I eventually decided it's time to start my business. I want to try to make money online. And that is when I sold an old camera of mine. My husband also sold an old laptop of his, and we gathered together $600. So yeah, we literally started with $600. I could have started with $2,000, but no, I started with $600. And I'm not saying that you can start making money online with $600, you know, and it's super easy, or you can start Amazon FBA now with $600. Absolutely not. We did not dive into Amazon FBA right away. If you don't know, Amazon FBA is what I'm doing right now. It's how I make money online. I also make money through YouTube, through my course. So I have around like 5 streams of income. But we took that $600 and we hustled. And to be honest, it's you either have the budget to spend money and not have to spend a lot of time, or if you don't have the budget, you are eventually gonna have to spend time to basically pick your business up from the ground and get it up and running. So it's either you have the money or you have the time. We did not have the money. We only had $600, definitely not enough. So we had to put in the time. But what we did with that $600 is we ordered inventory from Alibaba. And this is something that literally anybody can do. Anybody can go on Alibaba, find a viable product that you want to sell, something that you are passionate about. And I highly recommend being passionate about your product because you're going to be talking about it a lot, whether it's on social media, whether it's to your friends. So I highly recommend being passionate about your product, and you can purchase as much inventory as you want. You could get 100 units, you can get 200, 300 units. At the time we started with around 300 units. We ordered the inventory and we didn't sell them on Amazon. I had no following. My husband had no following. All we had was our family and friends. And so we decided to sell our inventory on Facebook Marketplace, which to be honest is a place where anybody can start from. You can sell literally any product on Facebook Marketplace. At the time there was also another app that was similar to Facebook Marketplace. It was called Carousel, I believe. And we also listed our product there. My husband was a DJ, so he had a little bit of connections when it comes to music events. So we had booths in these music events and we would sell our product there as well. So we eventually turned that $600 into $3,000. I would say maybe around 6 months to turn $600 into $3,000. Now, as I said, we did not have a huge budget. We were spending time on this, but we also weren't spending too much time because my husband was studying for his pharmacy qualification exam and I was in my last year of university. So we really didn't have that much time to give. We could have gotten there a lot faster, but we didn't have that much time to give. So eventually we turned the $600 into $3,000. And that is when I started to discover Amazon FBA and get into that whole thing. And we took those those $3,000 and invested it into Amazon. We purchased inventory and we sent it to the Amazon warehouse. Now, again, this is something that literally anybody can do. You can buy inventory from Alibaba. You can send it straight to the Amazon warehouse. It doesn't have to pass through you. And for us at the beginning, it did pass through us because we were like, we didn't know enough about Amazon FBA. We were scared. We wanted the shipment to first come to us, which to be honest was a huge mistake because we actually lost money on that. But you don't have to do that. You can just ship straight from Alibaba to the Amazon warehouse, and you use social media and organic growth for marketing. You can send it to influencers. There is Amazon FBA. It's kind of like a done for you system where you really don't have to do much of the work. The heavy lifting with Amazon FBA comes with marketing. It comes with organic growth, creating content. And again, that doesn't require a budget, but it does require time. So truly, if I had taken those $2,000 and let's say I was purchasing sunglasses with $3 per unit, which was the actual cost of our sunglasses actually at the time, I could have gotten around 400 units, which is exactly how much we got eventually. I could have gotten around 400 units, sent them straight to the Amazon warehouse, and still had a budget for marketing to do whatever product photography, maybe to get some reviews in, send some units out for free. I could have gotten my business up and running a lot earlier if instead of spending that money on a bag, I spent it on Amazon FBA. So within around 6 months, we were able to reach a little bit over $70,000 in sales. And this is when our sales really started to pick up in our inventory. We had a lot of inventory for us to sell to be able to make that money. I had never thought that I could ever reach that amount. I had never seen it before. I didn't think it was destined for me. I didn't think that I could do that. But you know, if you've never seen it before, you think that it's just not meant for you and it's not going to happen and it's very unrealistic. But once you start to see that money doesn't choose who goes to, or money doesn't discriminate, money doesn't look at your past, or it doesn't look at your family history, it doesn't look at if you have experience or not. Money goes to whoever works hard for it. Money will eventually go there. So we eventually reached $100,000 in sales, and then we sold out of our product, and we are now moving on to home products. And we recently just launched a gold multi-layer hanger on Amazon, and we are working just as hard to get that product up and running and to get sales. We actually just launched less than a month ago, and we have already sold around 80 something units, which is great. Usually on Amazon, you don't get your first sale really until like maybe 2 to 3 weeks in. So in the first month to be selling over 80 units is awesome. So yeah, my point in making this video is just to inspire you to, instead of, you know, spending on the little things that can maybe possibly bring you temporary happiness, to invest in yourself and to invest in your knowledge. And it doesn't have to be Amazon FBA. It can be in a certain skill that you can then service out, you know, a skill that you can then get paid to do. Even with Amazon, if you learn how to do Amazon, you can get paid by companies to run their Amazon businesses. This is something that now companies are doing. They are all bringing their products to Amazon because everybody is shopping there. It is the biggest online marketplace in the world. So in general, it's a very valuable skill to have, to know how to sell on Amazon and to understand the platform, because CEOs don't want to do that stuff. They want to hire it out. So even if you don't eventually become a seller yourself, then you can be a freelancer, you can have your own agency. There's so many possibilities. And if it doesn't have to do with Amazon FBA, then it can do with any other skill that you're passionate about. But in my opinion, taking $2,000 and spending it on yourself rather than spending it on a bag for temporary happiness is a lot more important. And once you start to make from that $2,000, let's say $1,000 or $2,000 a month, then you can comfortably take that amount and actually purchase the bag.